I spend 20 hours playing games that pay real money in an attempt to find out if I can create a source of income doing this. Is playing games the perfect side hustle? Or will I just waste 20 hours of my life with nothing to show for it but a nasty gambling addiction?
This should actually be legal.
So here's the plan. Step 1, research the most popular apps for games that pay money. Step 2, spend 5 hours per app to try and make as much money as I can. That's it. There's just 2 steps. Yeah, this should be fun. Today is officially day number 1 of the challenge, and I'm gonna try an app called FreeCash. FreeCash claims to be the fastest growing website to make money online with the highest payouts. Their website actually looks pretty legit. It's got reviews, tons of money paid to people already, crypto rewards, say no more, I'm in. So the first game that pops up is Raid Shadow Legends. Yeah, that game that every YouTuber and their mom promotes all the time. A quick scroll through the menu reveals the steps you need to complete in order to unlock rewards. So I do. I install the game, check. Finish the tutorial, check. Boom, I made my first 8 pounds. And they even make some insane offers available to you. Like a £12 bonus when you spend £15 in game. Amazing. Mad value. I'm calling the boss to hand in my resignation, retirement, here I come. Okay, maybe that's a bit premature. Also, this game is not great.
I think I'll pass on this one.
Next, Monopoly Go. This game isn't actually much better than the Grand Mafia. Not great. World Farm Adventure. Oh my god. Animals and Coins. What is this? But then, just out of the blue comes Drill and Collect, Idle Mine. There's absolutely nothing idle about this game. What I didn't know at the time was that this game is gonna take 4 hours of my life. Yeah, my first addiction of the challenge. Oh, and after 4 hours of this, I still had a few minutes to complete my 5 hours of FreeCash. So I played a bit more Animals and Coins. Duh. At the end of the first day, I ended up with a whopping £5.89. But that included a £4 starting bonus, which I could only claim once I've had £16 accumulated, which would take me about 32 hours of playing to get. Yeah, not great, but if I'm being honest, I only really played the games I liked. So I had a plan for day 2. Okay, it's officially day number 2 of the challenge, and I'm gonna be trying an app called Cash Giraffe. But after a few minutes of trying to download the app,
I literally have no idea how to find this thing.
Quick Google search, and I quickly realized it's not even available on iOS. Back to Android, I guess. So my strategy this time around is to play the games that pay the most, even if I absolutely hate them. Cash Giraffe has a very basic looking app that allegedly, more on this later, pays out per minute played or per task completed in game. Allegedly. This app actually has a low payout threshold, so straight from the get-go you get the hook, I mean the starting bonus. And scrolling through the app, I found a game that pays 4 times more than the others.
The Emperor unified the lands when he slew the Black Dragon.
And I played this for 30 minutes and then I got bored. But what was interesting is I definitely didn't get paid by the minute like the app says. But I thought that might be a fluke, or maybe I did something wrong. Whatever. On to the next game. I found another game that paid substantially more than the other ones, and this one was actually good. It's a post-apocalyptic zombie survival game with some questionable characters.
I'm Catherine. You came at a bad time. You should leave.
Is this game actually made for kids?
Yeah, right.
I really wonder what people spend money on in this game.
I'm more proficient with the gun than a hoe.
Anyways, I played this game for about an hour and somehow only made 3,686 points. And I probably should have stopped the madness here, but I wanted to try one of those games that pays for the task you complete in game. You know, to see how that goes. I'm actually not proud of what comes next. I actually spent about 3 hours in total playing this random game about makeup. It wasn't even good. and actually managed to complete one task. And that made me an extra 300 points. That's actually 10 times less than the zombie game paid me in 1 hour. At the end of day 2, I accumulated a total of 10,844 points, which equals to a total of £0.58. And even if I would have played the zombie game for the total of 5 hours, I would have made approximately £1.20. Day 2 was officially a fail, but what I didn't know at the time was that day 3 is gonna bring my biggest payout yet. On day 3, I decided to do a bit more research and I stumbled upon Martin Lewis's article about games that pay real money. And let's be honest, we all trust anything that guy says when it comes to money. So I tried his #1 suggestion, Mistplay. Mistplay. This one actually looks pretty legit. It's got a good website, the app is really well designed, and there's a lot of games to choose from. I was actually excited. But one thing I've noticed straight away is there was a lot of gambling type games like roulette and slots, which coincidentally happened to pay more than the other games. Also, a lot of the same games from the other apps were present here as well. So I actually had to replay some of the same games like Monopoly Go and Lords Mobile. And I guess this is because those games actually have a bigger budget to advertise, so they obviously pay multiple people to advertise the game, but there were plenty of other options, some of which were pretty well made. But if I was gonna make the most out of my 5 hours on this app, I had to eventually play the boring games. So I started off with Bingo,
D11,
which is as boring as it sounds,
I-27,
but eventually landed on something called Coin Master. I probably spent the most amount of time playing this game and it was addictive to say the least. And once they got you hooked, they put the actual game behind the paywall or a long wait before you can continue playing. So naturally, I tried tricking the system to see if I can actually make points by randomly pressing buttons and just being in game, as opposed to actually playing. But that didn't actually work. So at the end of day 3, after just over 5 hours of play and 7 games played, I made a total of 2,351 points, which actually allowed me to cash out an Amazon voucher worth £5. And whilst this is a nice increase from my previous attempts, I'm not even close to making minimum wage here. I quickly realized
This isn't working.
Okay, here's the plan.
So on day 4, I'm gonna try 3 different apps, but this time I'm gonna play them simultaneously, in an attempt to hopefully triple the amount of money I can make.
This should actually be legal.
Okay, so on iPhone #1, we've got an app called Swagbucks. On iPhone #2, we've got an app called Bubble Cash. Bubble Cash? Bubble Cash. And on the PC, we're just installing a game called War Thunder, which is one of the games from this website called GameHack, which apparently pays you money for playing games. So for the next 5 hours I played these games with intention, doing my best to progress through the levels, earn achievements. I jumped from device to device, tried going double-handed. The level of concentration was off the charts. 5 hours of exhaustion later, I had the results. But before I go through how much money I actually made going full zombie mode, I'm just gonna say this. That was intense. Playing games for money is a lot tougher than it sounds. You need to play specific games if you want to maximize how much you're gonna make, and you might not even like the games. It can also get very addictive at times, and you can spend time in game without actually earning any money, just because you get hooked. Or even worse, you might be tempted to spend money to progress in game, so you might end up actually spending more than you make. Anyways, here's what my multitasking experiment made me. GameHack actually made me $3 in 5 hours of play, which is not a terrible result. Swagbucks made me nothing. I needed a minimum of 1,000 points to even try and redeem anything, and after 5 hours I only earned 400 points. And if you think that's bad, Bubble Cash only allowed me to play with real money twice. And after I lost 2 games, the only thing I could win are these diamonds, which you can do literally nothing with. Or I could spend some real money to keep playing in the hopes that I could win some real money. That strategy seems familiar somehow. Okay, we'll call this experiment a fail, on to the next one.